Hello! Welcome to another stream. Back to Skyrim. I was debating playing Valheim today, but my brain can't handle that. This is a much more... Put it this way. Skyrim allows you to overtune your character to a degree that I can go on autopilot a little bit. Valheim doesn't let you do that. So, I can just sort of... That's... not... The one time the detect life spell was actually useful, there's a, vampire right here. Huh.
If you're heading to the Blue Palace, you might want to rethink that outfit.
It's actually kind of funny. That is... It's like the only time that's ever been useful to me. I'm gonna sort of... Like, what's he doing? I'm just curious now. Like, where is he headed? Where's he going? Because aren't they supposed to just, like, follow you around, try to get to you? So he's just gonna chill by the Hall of the Dead, I guess?
Just be able to see solitude over the mountains. That's exactly what I imagined.
Well, now that he's away from people, let's just put him out of his misery. Hello! How you doing?
Die.
Your summon sucks. Man, that's loud.
You're not getting the best of me.
Or actually, I'm curious. This does work, and in fact, it's the preferred way to actually deal with, the preferred way to deal with vampires, specifically because it doesn't hurt anyone around. At least it's my preferred way. Of course, I would need some actual magicka to do it, which I really do not have. Or some resto reduction, but hey. It's not like I got anything better to do.
Done and done.
Especially considering the fact that, you know, I'm already 100 in swords, so it's like not like I'm gaining any levels. Just bludgeoning him with a wooden paddle, which is basically what those swords look like. So, it was funny, the only reason I saw him because I used detect life spell and it didn't show up, and I was like, oh hey. Well, back to leveling detect life. There was something I was here for. What was it again? I think I was leveling smithing and selling stuff.
Yes? What did you need? Anything good?
Yeah, I got stuff to sell. But I think that guy's all, empty, so to speak. Why are the children just staring at me? I know they're staring at each other. Honestly, kind of creepy. It's like a stare-off. Anyway. I suppose there's something productive I can do. I think I wanted to make a bunch of arrows, actually. I vaguely remember that being a thing.
Let's move faster. The sun is... It's not great for this.
Let's do some things around Solitude. That sounds fun. Because, like, there's a ton of dungeons and stuff up in these mountains that no one ever goes to because they're so remote and hard to get to. These guys are just...
Soon it will be time to replenish some. I will
Oh,
take a look.
they usually have tents or something. Guess not. Then again, I'm never here, so like... I could probably count how many times I've been to Solitude on like... Well, been there more than 10 times, but like... This place were probably only like 4 or 5, if that. Iron ore. Basically whatever's, you know, good. You know what? We'll buy anything, so like... I don't think I have many, yeah.
I'm a little nervous about all of this.
Alright, let's see what you have. I can't wait to see the courtyard again.
How can I assist? Take a look.
I don't want to do that one quest with Serana yet, because I'm a little worried about being in the Soul Cairn with anything but the absolute best possible armor and weapons. 'Cause that place is nasty. Oh, I have better stuff, so I can just sell that. Looks good to me. Yep.
I hope that you will come to do business with us again.
So... let's just find a dungeon and dive into it. Why not? I did want to do that thing around Kolskegger or whatever. Yeah, this over here. I'll go talk to the, what would you call that? Carriage driver. Hello.
My carriage? Where do you want to go?
Believe it or not. Which one? Markarth.
Well,
Ugh.
I'm back.
I hate that city. And the Reach in general. But,
You want to watch out for the Forsworn if you do any traveling around the Reach. Bloodthirsty bastards, them.
what a coincidence. I'm going there to kill them all. At least a decent chunk. I bet if you actually tallied it up, how many Forsworn there are in the Reach versus actual non-Forsworn people, it'd be like 4 or 5 times the amount. Like, the Forsworn would vastly outnumber them. Ah, sure. So, basically... I mean, have you played any other Elder Scrolls games? Because it's kind of similar to that. Basically, start of Skyrim, you're supposed to be this, like... You never really say how you got, like, caught up in the mess that ended up leading to you almost getting executed. But you almost get executed for something you probably didn't do. And then, oh, great. Vampires. Hit me with more magic. It's clearly effective. Hold on, I'll get back to... Actually, no, I can multitask. So basically, a dragon shows up just about as you're about to get your head cut off, and, well, fortunate for you, because your head's still on, I guess. And, turns out, through a series of events, you're like some, basically, demigod, and you have to kill the dragon that actually ended up saving your life. Kind of funny how that happens. But, there's a bunch of dragons around, but that one's just like the big bad evil guy, I guess. Nice map, good fun. Overall, just a really, you know, good open game to play around in. And there's DLC. One where you kill a big, bad, evil guy vampire. One where you make a bunch of houses. That's the best. One where you, kill other demigod guy. That one has a bunch of tentacles. Don't ask me why. You should definitely try it, though. I mean, like, Skyrim's pretty, it's something, it's like an experience. You just have to, play some. Even if it's just someone else's, you know, go over to someone else's house and play some on their, like, Xbox or something. Or, like, get the game. It's, they really need to make an Elder Scrolls 6, you know. And once that comes out, I'm pretty sure half the world's going to be playing that, but for now, we only have Skyrim. Alright. A lot of Skyrim's actually just like side quests. Like, the main quest is notoriously, like, common to just, like, sort of wait on. It's a decently short main quest if you really want to rush it, and you can do it at any stage of the game, really. What's she shooting at? Probably another Forsworn. Oh, that guy's got an ice spike through his face. Yeah, it's a reasonably short quest line. The main quest is. You could easily, like, slam it out in a few hours. I'm curious what the actual speedrun, you know, record is. I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually, like, sub 1 hour. Even, like, without exploits, I get the feeling you could do it real fast. Provided your archery skill doesn't suck. Okay, that wasn't me. That one wasn't me. I just realized I have a big thorn in the middle of my middle finger. Really getting bothersome. It happens. I might figure something to do with it. Maybe on one of the, like, if we do an intermission, I'll pick it out. Just cutting down some invasive species. That happens. Alright, so Kolskegger, I think, is a gold mine? I think? Maybe? I think. I actually tend to finish the game rather slow. In fact, here's the funny part. Unless you count, like, if you count all 3 DLCs as finishing the game, plus the main story, well, I mean, you can't really count, man, those things can do a decent chunk of damage. Like, I don't think I've ever actually completed all 3 DLC. I think once. Once I completed all 3 DLC. You know, relevant story DLC. But it, you know, it's one of those games where you could either take an hour or you could take 3 days. You know, cumulative time. Because, like, I'm the guy who likes to get the best weapons, and then... Ooh, I'll grab that. Alright, fast healing. So, my fastest time is probably... Even for, like, the main quest, my fastest time is probably, like, 12 hours. And that's being generous. Because, like, the side quests are where it's at. You know, typically, you don't play for the main quest, you play for, you know, the Thieves Guild quest. Or the College of Winterhold quest. Or just, you know, clearing mines to get enough resources to make a, you know, dragon bone sword that's kind of cool, I guess.
You're not getting the best of me.
I wish headshots gave extra damage in this game. They really don't. Ooh. Alright, what do we got here? Yeah, gold. As I'm doing this. It's really bothering me because it's sitting right on where the mouse is. Yeah, I'll work on it as I mine. That's the problem with being out in nature. Well, I mean, there's not many problems and they tend to be manageable, but, like, it's not a perfect place. A lot of things that want to poke you and be pointy, and honestly, plenty of things that want you to die. That's a lot of plants, and mostly not animals, actually. Most animals are pretty keen to leave you alone. Plants, on the other hand, if you mess with them, some of them just want you to keel over and die. In fact, most of them have some kind of defense against animals, whether it's poison or thorns or both. Ooh, more gold. Can't tell if I got that. That actually feels like... Yeah, that was an autumn olive spine. Actually, no, I've never broken a bone. There was one time where I might have broken, like, a small fracture in my right hand, my wrist, and, like, middle finger. There was a time for, like, a month where, like, that hand was not vibing. It felt like there was something around the bone, but I might have just sprained it, or it's healed up now, so I'd have no way of knowing. It wasn't debilitating, so I highly doubt it was actually broken. Probably bruised it a little bit. But no, I've never actually broken a bone. Let's see. Yeah, you usually get little mini maps. Have you ever broken a bone? I've heard it's not pleasant. I mean, duh. But, It would be a massive inconvenience to me because of what I tend to do and enjoy doing. Unless it was my left arm, I could deal with that. I hate to throw a body part under the bus, but, you know, right leg, need that. Left leg, need that. Right arm, probably need that. Left arm, I could probably, you know, wouldn't want to lose it, but I could go without it for a week or so. Yeah. I know a couple people who have it. I've heard it's not pleasant. So yeah. Would you break it on like you're doing sports or just, you know, some accident or something? Because I mean, I know one of the main reasons I've escaped, you know, broken bones is because I tend to do stuff, you know. Ooh, yeah, ice'll do it. Yeah, it sucks, man. Ice is hard because, like, if you're falling just normally, like, you can generally push yourself to fall forward or fall in a controlled manner. You know, and catch yourself, and you can fairly reasonably rely on the fact that your, you know, hands, when you catch yourself, will catch yourself. On ice, it's not the case. You can't sort of give yourself, you know, I usually try to fall forward, which is a good idea, but you can't really, like, engineer that. You can't force your body forward on ice, especially if you slipped and, you know, slip backward. There's no possible way you can, you know, push yourself forward so that you fall forward instead of falling backward, because falling backward is much worse. What do I do? Hold on. I have... Go and sprint, yes. I am speed. There's a smelter outside, so I'm not worried about... Yeah, we got this. And that's a lot of gold ingots. Cleared out Kolskager. There's another one that's like a sinkhole or something around here somewhere that has a lot of moonstone. Could use that for elven arrows. Speaking of which, where are we back in with the wrong way again? But 75, not bad, not bad. That last 25 is going to be a little difficult to do. I get the feeling, at least. I've heard of it, but in name only. Like, the name sounds familiar, but if you tried to ask me like what it was about, I couldn't tell you. Based on the title alone, I'm going to assume zombies in space. But that's all I got. Oh, there's a mine right here. I bet it's just iron, or corundum. I'll give it a try.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I
Don't
do
go to
for you,
Coal's
friend?
Kicker. Coal's Kicker mine is lost. You drove them off? By yourself? Thank you. We'll head back to work right away. How much work goes into the little things, isn't it?
Everyone's like surprised, like,
What did you need?
you did that all by yourself? Dude,
I'm one of the miners. Plenty of ore to dig up around.
have you seen my armor?
Don't have much to say to you. Not work.
It's like, how did you take them on all by yourself? Take one look at me, one good look. And then reevaluate what you were just about to say. But yeah, no, I haven't. There's so many games that I keep hearing, probably because I'm on Reddit too much, that I definitely need to try, or like maybe look more into at the very least. And I've definitely heard that one, Dead Space, enough that I'd probably be willing to take a further look into it. Because I mean, if a bunch of people are talking about it, no reason not to assume that it's got some merits to it. I didn't need to do that. Alright, I've got a little bit more space. I'll take a look into it then. Is it like a survival game? Something like that? I mean, usually, most games tend to be, you know, survival-y-ish kind of. Alright. If there's another vein, I'm gonna have to, I think that's it, though. Yeah. The one thing I will say, survival horror games tend to be a lot more, that's interesting. This one's much smaller than that one. Must have sized it differently. But yeah, survival horror games tend to be a lot more on the die 50 times because you made a mistake you couldn't have possibly known was a mistake. Which, I mean, nothing wrong with that. But it's not my preferred. Because I'm always like, well, how was I supposed to know that was going to happen?
Yes. What did you need?
Where's the counterplay? But I mean, like, that's part of the game. It's not a horror game if you can just, you know, constantly avoid the scary. Or, well, I guess it would still count as a horror game, but it would be a very bad horror game. And game design would not be, you know, that's not good game design. Come on, come on. So now... yeah, I gotta go figure out how much more of something I'm going to need to actually get up to... oh, you know what? Let me drop this stuff off and I'll do that one thing to get the Dwarven sword, because Dwarven stuff tends to give a lot of experience for smithing, so I'll go do that. That sounds fun. Carriage guy's the other way. By the nope, stables are over there. I clearly don't know where I'm going. This is not new.
Traveling, where do you want to go? Climb and back.
Oh, wrong one.
City of... where do you want to go?
Luckily, you can just, like, swap out. Falkreath.
Climb and back, and we'll be off. There once was a hero named Rex, and Red who came riding to right run from old Gristed.
Yes? What did you need?
Gotta be careful, because every single time I take the carriage here, or at least most of the time, I get a stupid dragon attack. In fact, you know what? I'm not sticking around to see if it shows up. That's your job. Oh, the best song's on.
Yes, love?
Ooh.
It has. Here, this is your heart.
Not that I needed the cash, but okay. I don't think we have any gems in here, right? I think... that there are essential NPCs that you cannot kill, but there's this fun thing called the console, which allows you to remove that, at least on PC. And there are mods that make every NPC killable. I think earlier Elder Scrolls games allowed you to kill just about anyone. The problem was they didn't want you killing people who were essential quest NPCs. Which, I mean, I think the system they had before was nice, where it was like, oh, you know, you messed up. If you want to keep playing in this world that you cannot progress in, have fun, I guess. But, or just load a previous save. Alright, need more silver. Surprise, surprise, when don't we? Okay. Transmute time. The other thing is, this is kind of annoying. You really have to do this where it's like, oh, because it'll transmute the silver to gold if there's any silver ore in your inventory, and you tend to need more silver than you need gold, so it's just a pain.
Yes? What did you need?
Just absolute pain. Oh, we actually have an excess of silver. That's nice. That never happens. Now let's see. Oh wait, I can drop the gold and silver. Oh. See ya. Thanks for stopping by, you Canadian buddy. Alright, let's make some, iron fittings. You always need more iron fittings. Good on this. Good on this. Don't need any safes. Hinges and locks. Need more hinges and locks. Also, we need more saw and logs at some point. Or we might have just enough. No, we won't. We're gonna need some more. But at least we got the chandeliers up. will say is I might be able to make quite a bit of like glass arrows or elven arrows, because those are really good actually. And I mean, it's not like there's probably something I forgot. Yep. So if I'm going to a dwarven ruin, I'm going to need a lot of you know what? I'll make more ebony arrows when I go probably around again. I'm not gonna do that until I know I'm able to get more or less to at least, you know, I'm not gonna have to do anything, you know, serious reasonably soon. I kind of made a little bit of a mistake there, but. Do I just have... I'm just carrying everything. That's fun. Is there anything else I'm carrying? Ah! Yeah, now that I think about it, there's a lot of stuff I'm carrying that I could probably ditch.
Yes? What did you need?
Although, should I do that? Because I might just have to go to Mazincha Left anyway. For the main quest. How many fire salts we have? 9. Heh. One more. But, I mean, that seems like the simplest, most straightforward way to get up to 100. Or I could go to Ustengrav. But, yeah, then it would be just easier to... You know what? I'm just gonna go to Mazincha Left, because I think even tells you to go... You technically can go through any, like, Mazincha Left, or the other one that's over here. Alfland is the other one that you're actually sent to that you can go through. I think there's 3 of them that you can, like, just get to Blackreach. I think Mazincha Left is technically the easiest, but hey, let's just go to Mazincha Left now and get Grimsever, because I don't want to be hauling that sword through Blackreach. I'm sure it doesn't weigh anything, but like, Oh, there's that guy waiting for a good death again. Have fun with that. How many times have we seen him? I'm not gonna go back and count. That is just no. I cannot be bothered to do that. It is also an opportune time to get my smithing up with the dwarven stuff, because I actually have excess iron ingots. Because I bought a bunch, anticipating I was going to use them on the house, and I did, and I have an excess. So I'll use those for that. If the butterfly does not get grabbed, the butterfly gets to live. I ain't stopping for a butterfly. Now the question is, do I take the carriage up to Morthal, or do I just walk? I'm just gonna walk. Or, you know, it'll be quicker going to Morthal. I have infinite money, basically. At least pretty limitless at this point. And, not infinite time.
Where do you want to go? Climb and back, and we'll be off.
Man, I'd love to just be chilling by those logs are huge for a fire.
I can't wait here forever.
I'd love to just be sitting near a fire with a mug in my hand. I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow. I already decided. Oh, a bunch of people close together. Where's my detect life spell? Yes. Life detected.
Yes? What did you need?
Yeah, up there. Hello! Green, how are you doing today? We are on our way to Mzinchileft, yes. To pick up a sword, because I need dwarven metal. But yes, hello. Nice. Been there. Like, probably 3 or 4 dozen times. Alright, what is aggro to me? Great. Spider.
I knew I heard something.
Why must you exist? Yeah, what are you thinking? Thief? Mage? Warrior?
I'm no fan of the sun. It could be better.
Some blend. I usually go with a blend without being jack of all trades. Jack of all trades tends to get too, although I kind of went with that. Jack of all trades needs a lot of time spent into it to actually feel right. Yeah, Warrior's a good one. What spec? Two-handed or sword and board? You know, I don't think I've ever actually gone dual wield in this game. Like, I go sword and board all the time, but not being able to block, I mean, to me that's a big, like, downside to dual wield. And, The only time I ever done it was like on a Dark Brotherhood assassin, and those weren't even real swords. Those were like, you know, conjured swords or whatever. I don't feel like the DPS was even that good. Not unless you did the power attack. The power attack was really good, but actual dual wielding, like, unless you had the stamina to sustain like constant power attacks, I don't think it was really worth it. Sword and board's lame, but it gets the job done. Yeah, what difficulty? And are they smithed? Because, like, I gotta get back to playing, like,
Yes? What did you need?
a Skyrim game where I'm allowed to die. Because having to play it where I'm not, you know, if I die it's over on the hardest difficulty, like, man. Luckily at this point I'm practically on autopilot, but I still have to, like, pay attention and be careful and not, like, do stupid things and run, you know, stupidly into... Oh, dude, the immersion is great. The story, I like it. There are better stories out there, but this is certainly a good one. Especially if you just, like... If you take a moment to, like, appreciate the story for what it is, as opposed to, like... Oh, great, a troll. As opposed to, like, ah, yes, the Skyrim story. I know this Skyrim story. Like, if you ever take the time to just appreciate it on its own, like, it's a pretty good story. But the immersion, like, you tend to forget how good the music in this game is. It is great. Like, I unironically listen to Skyrim music outside of Skyrim.
This must be that beautiful Skyrim weather I've always heard about.
Yep, more or less same boat. I think I've beaten it once or twice, and maybe, like, all three, you know, main story and 2 DLC. I think I've beaten that once. But it's rare. Like, usually I'll start a playthrough, and then I'll do, like, either the Thieves Guild questline or the Dark Brotherhood questline.
Who's there?
Like, I'll workshop a character and do the College Winterhold or something. And, like, I'll do that, and then I'll get tired of that, and they'll be like, wait a minute, now I gotta try, like, Mage. I typically go with Nord simply because I really just do not care. I just, like, mash buttons at the character creation screen. Although, for a no-death playthrough, I should have gone with Breton. I didn't, but I should have gone with Breton. In fact, Nord was like the worst that I could have possibly gone with. But I was like, extra challenge, I guess. I could not be bothered to spend any time on that character creation screen. I know I'm in the minority like that, but yeah, Breton's definitely the one I should have gone with. It's definitely one of the stronger of the racials, because I mean, blanket magic resist of 25 is really good, and you can definitely workshop around it with like gear to very easily get up to the limit for magic resist. I don't even know why I bother like meticulously looting the place anymore. Like, what am I going to possibly do? Normally, when I try to like actually play the game on my own, I'll do it on a lower difficulty because I'm playing for fun. But like, this is on Legendary specifically because it's a challenge, and like I can handle it. If I was playing by myself, what would I go? I'd probably go with like, cause yeah, it's on Legendary right now. I think I'd either go with, I'd go with like Adept or Master. Is typically, wait, did I actually? Hold on, let's. It's like, oh, Adept to Master, including Expert, is good. Oof. Yeah. I like doing that, the no death function, specifically because it makes you care about things. Like, you're not just, willy-nilly making stupid decisions and not getting punished for it. And it makes you use consumables and do stuff like that. Dead. when it's just a normal bandit, it's good to like just level, lock on them. Not like the good for anything else. Ooh, taproot. Dual wielding Conjure Sword is really fun. I did that on a Dark Brotherhood character who was a vampire. I was generally just like role playing a total a-hole. that was generally the gist of that playthrough. But he had a really good thing going with dual wield conjure swords. And before I would go into combat, I would cast, what's the one? Lightning Cloak on myself. I looked cool. That was honestly, like, fun. I'll grab it. I have the room. But yeah, you honestly give it a try. Dual wield conjure swords plus lightning cloak. There is nothing better than charging into combat like that. It felt like just like cathartic. Yeah, you're not gonna last long. Got him. Wait, what do you mean archery build? Isn't every Skyrim character an archery build at some point? At least to some degree. Unless I guess you're pure mage. Like, pretty sure everyone dabbles in sneak archery a little bit at some point, unless you're like super disciplined. Unless you're super disciplined about not using the bow, you use the bow. Eventually, at some point. I will say, if I have the magicka, I prefer lightning to... not even like... A lot of people use fire spells. I typically use lightning against everything if I'm a mage. Honestly, late game, any character, I'll often just like be tossing lightning around. I bet by the end of this run, when I'm fighting Alduin or whatever, if I ever make it there, which at this point seems very plausible, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be slinging lightning around, because it's so efficient DPS-wise. Because there's no travel time. You just, like, death touch people. Constantly. And if you have the magicka reserves to just, like, sling it around all the time, it's easy mode. But man, that build takes investment, because lightning spells in this game are magicka heavy. Like, beyond magicka heavy. Just accept it at this point. As soon as you've dabbled in sneak archery on a character, you must. There is only one way forward, unless, of course, you enchant your gear slightly differently. Like, I dabble in sneak archery, but my gear is geared towards actual hand-to-hand combat, and it will continue to be so. So, like, if you're doing so much damage in melee, then that tends to prevent you from being total sneak archer. But, it happens. Because, I mean, like, you have to have some ranged weapon as a warrior. Because, you know, what's the titular enemy of this game? Dragons, who fly around. You need I once tried to do a no ranged weapon Nord run. He had a two-handed... He only used two-handed weapons. That was it. You know what I had to do? I had to go and get the, I either had to, like, wait standing there like an idiot for the dragon to, land, or I had to get that... Eventually I got that one, greatsword that you get from the Dragonborn DLC that has, like, a ranged power attack. And man, was that inefficient for fighting dragons, but hey, at least I wasn't completely useless. We got the carry weight space. I'm not gonna, you know, nickel and dime myself just yet as to what I can carry. Also, early, sneak archer's just useful. Especially early. And late. Both, actually. Okay, what's the combo for this? I think it's... it's like this. And then valve to open all of them. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's basically just click the latest one that you have access to. Not much of a puzzle, really. Dark Elf Fire Mage wouldn't be bad, because you could just cast, that's actually a fun build, because you could just cast Fireball on yourself constantly without really having to worry about it damaging you too much, at least. I mean, you still have to be careful. If it's like a, you know, try not to die too much run. But, would be fun. Would certainly be fun. Alright, sneak archer time! Because these people have terrible sneak detection. In fact, I'm gonna muffle myself, because why not? I got the magicka. Hello. They have terrible sneak detection, but incredible amounts of health. Like, ridiculous amounts of health the Falmer have. Yeah, that was a miss.
Almost doesn't even look real, you know?
But yeah, fire magic's respectable. I personally prefer lightning simply because you don't have to worry about running into things that are immune to it or like resistant to it. There's I think there's one thing that's actually immune to fire damage or immune to shock damage, and there's very little that's resistant to it. Whereas, like, there's a lot of stuff that's immune or resistant to fire and frost. But, I mean, fire's still pretty good, you know, pretty useful. It's not the joke that frost magic is. I've never actually used frost magic ever. Except maybe in no. I was like, maybe no, never. Alright, gotta be careful of these guys. Because poison is no joke. I grabbed the Chaurus eggs, but like, those tend to weigh you down quite a lot, and I'm not here for that. I've already had 100 in alchemy. Plus, I'm sure I'll have plenty of opportunities to get plenty of those. Nice. Part of me wishes I got a little bit more of a kick out of making my character, but like the amount of times I've just hit finalize without changing anything just to get into the game quicker is a lot. Like, it's definitely been like a dozen times at least. Part of me wishes I got a little bit, you know, I paid more attention to it. Sometimes it's like, ah, yes, I'm sure I look fantastic in this armor. It's like, ah, yes, generic Nord. Alright. Honestly, sneak archering wouldn't be as bad if you didn't tend to move pretty fast when sneaking. I don't think I even have the one that lets you move fast, do I? Do I? I don't think so. Nope, I don't. Although I don't think there is one. Like, you should move slower when you're sneaking. There should be a much bigger movement penalty. Why am I not running into any Falmer of any note, really? Man, your sneak detection sucks.
Who's there?
I might have just gotten this quest too early. And now it's like... Because I'm just running into standard Falmer, and I'm level 70. Something doesn't feel right about that. Speaking of stuff not feeling right, I'm weighed down. Serana!
Do you need something? If you think it'll help.
What I need is a pack mule. If there was a follower that didn't do anything in combat but just had 10% more storage space, I would opt for that. 'Cause it's not like the followers do anything in combat.
I can't wait to see the courtyard again.
Nah, my character's not a vampire. I actually made that a rule because it's too easy to buff your character with necromage and one, it gives you a lot of buffs, most notably not being completely immune to poison. That I was like, that's a little much. And also, being a vampire entails not being a goody two-shoes in this game, because you kind of gotta, like, bite people all the time. And,
Who's there?
it was a significant rule that I sort of had to be a goody two-shoes early on. And still to this day. Being in general just a, the standard warrior boy scout that you tend to do on your first Skyrim playthrough. It is technically possible, but the DPS output I don't think rewards that playstyle at all. Like, I mean, the mage mechanics in this game are pretty much just like puke out 50 spells and hope they kill your opponent, as opposed to like, you don't even get buffs to damage from sneak attack spells, which doesn't make any sense to me. Like, an arrow hitting you without you suspecting it does extra damage, but a lightning bolt doing so does not. Ooh, that one was right in the forehead. Yeah, why am I running into just standard Falmer? That strikes me as weird. No, mirror match. Yeah, you can be a stealth mage, but it's just not rewarded as a playstyle. Like, you're basically just a mage who happens to take less damage because people don't know where they are. if I were to do a mage playthrough of no die, legendary, and not allowed to use heavy armor, because at that point it's just... I'm debating whether heavy armor would be, because... I mean, there's no reason you couldn't wear heavy armor, but like... I'd love to do a mage version of this after... You know, after this is all over, if I've succeeded in not dying and killing every baddie. Every main quest baddie. Alduin and the like. But, I'm pretty sure I'd die on, like, the first few days. I just don't play this game enough for my lockpicking to be that great, honestly. It should be better than it is, because I've played for so long. But at this point, I've ceased caring. What would be interesting as a stealth mage would be actually, like, pacifying specific enemies and dealing with them one at a time. That would be interesting. And like plopping down traps for them to run into. It'd be fun to tool around with. Like it's... I've often seen a lot of people do like master illusionist playthroughs that I've never got into. You know, like a master of the mind kind of build. That would be fun, but it's like hard to argue for that when you could beat... See that? He tried to poison me, but Atronach Stone said no. I actually kind of wanted to see how much damage that poison would do. Because late game, they could chunk you down. Pretty bad, actually. But yeah, the problem with the stealth mage is just there's no reason to be a stealth mage, because like... Okay. So...
Yes? What did you need?
I'm going to stand behind you, and I can guarantee that if this is a standard Dwarven Centurion, that it's just not going to put up much of a fight, but if it's an upgraded one, it might be a little harder to down. Yeah. Oh! I take that back. Actual cakewalk. I legitimately, this is a joke, but I do think I fought mud crabs more fearsome than this thing. And it's worth something. It's only 4 weight.
Where'd you come from?
I mean, I gotta level the bow sometime. Thing is that this character is leveled to fight like high-level vampires and dragons. Most other things are like offer token resistance. I would be worried about fighting a bunch of high-level Falmer, especially if they got really close and all at once. But like... I'm not too worried about most things. Like, dwarven automatons, I think they've stopped leveling a while ago. They're one of those things that just, you know, they're intimidating early game because they're much stronger than you are at that level. But once you actually... Oh yeah, this is that thing. Once you actually get to the point where you can just handle it, they stop leveling with you, and it gets a lot easier. That and bandits stop leveling really early. The other problem is that the Centurions are a huge target with terrible sneak detection. So it tends to be pretty easy to just bludgeon them to death with arrows.
Get indoors, or in a cave, anywhere, just none of this.
So where are we? I don't think we'll be able to just go back when we actually have the mechanism to go to Blackreach. I don't think so, but who knows. Let's make some bows. Nearest carriage is like Whiterun. Yeah, I'll just walk to Whiterun. Why not? Not like I have anything better to do. But yeah, this character is like level 70. And he has thick boy health. Like, honest to God, like absurd levels of HP. And they gonna go higher. I mean, most of my combat skills are incredibly high, if not at 100. Although I think the only one that's actually 100 is one-handed. And I'm never making that legendary. That's a terrible idea. Problem with an orc tank build is the special thing about orcs is that their berserker mode makes dual wielding so good. And to be a tank, you really should be blocking. It's definitely like, it fits, but like gameplay wise, there's no real reason to do it. Let me try. I'm not sure if any specific. And I think the Berserker's Rage actually increases the amount of damage you take, so that wouldn't really work for, I think, a tank build too much. Curious, I can't remember all the racials, but I think there's one that gets a reduction. Is it Hist Skin that increases? I mean, like, here's the thing, an orc tank sounds like, you know, you can picture that in your head, but gameplay-wise, it doesn't make sense. But if Hist Skin acts the way I think it does, then an Argonian tank would actually technically be better, even though, try imagining a lizard tank, that seems kind of stupid, honestly. Does his skin work the way I think it does? Let me actually look that up. Oh great, we have a dragon. Fun. Oh, and he's a big boy. Okay, I'm gonna need you to step back. Thank you very much. Ay, ay, ay. I'd rather whittle this guy down with... Oh, he really wants to go melee. That does a decent chunk of damage. Go and fight Serana for a second so I get a chance to actually... Ay, ay, ay.
I'm not gonna try this.
Oh, Serana! I accidentally whacked her instead. I tried to cancel that thing and then... You know what? I've decided I do not like your fire damage. Did I whack Serana again? Or did it just not? Is Ancient Dragon the second strongest or the strongest? I think it's the second strongest, actually. Because I think Legendary Dragon's actually the strongest. Unfortunately, I'm not at the point yet where I can just, I might be, actually. But I'd need a big ward for a dragon like that. And it's gonna cost me a lot. I'm gonna give it a try. Come on. Throw some fire at me. Nope, that didn't work. Maybe because it wasn't shooting at me. Next time it does, I'll use the ward on it. Because I know if you catch it soon enough, the magic you get from the fire breath will just laugh at the ancient dragon. I'm not gonna make it for that. Let's try lesser ward. Ha! Good try. So lesser ward's even good enough for that. Let's pop this up again. It took me so long to figure out you could do that on a... Like, I've been playing Skyrim for so long, I didn't realize you could use wards against Dragon's Breath. You know, for being the game's titular enemy, dragons, once you get the combat down, can be a little anemic, honestly. Shut up. Punch you. Shut up. Stamina. And you know what? I have so many healing. No, the internet! Man, I'm really leveling block. Shut up. Silence! Big lizard gone.
Yes? What did you need?
I love how I've gone from I don't want to do Dragon Rising because I'm too scared of the dragons to punching one and then teabagging it. Okay, I've peaked. It's official.
This better not be all the things you just can't be bothered.
Not only am I teabagging on its corpse, I'm gonna make it into a 6 suit of armor.
Can't wait to see the courtyard again.
Alright. Are we gonna go through Labyrinthine? Yeah, why not? I'm probably gonna be like bothered by every troll in Skyrim as I walk through here, but like, not like they give much of a challenge. They'll give you a good whack, but again, 700 health. Even if I was like completely naked, I don't think they do any damage to me. You know, I don't think they do enough damage to actually kill me. Even on Legendary, because 700 health is a lot. I may have cleared this already, but things respawn pretty quick. Yeah, the trolls are back. Yep. Gotta level archery somehow. And honestly, just like doing this part is real easy for leveling it. Name for an orc. I always go with like, you know, naming an orc. I always fall into like naming a barbarian, like Grugnar or Lurbach. I don't know why, but that's just like what I gravitate towards. I think Lurbach is probably a good one with like a KH at the end. Or like some variation with that same sort of flair. Or you could just go with the tried and true and name him Shrek. Great observation, Serana. It didn't end well for him. That's actually not a bad name for an orc either. Dreadnought. That's it's the kind of name that if you were a bandit, you heard, you know, oh, who picked the contact, who picked up the contract to attack us and flush out the bandits. Dreadnought. Yep, packing my bags. You wouldn't exactly head for the hills if you heard that Dave from Whiterun was tasked with clearing out the bandit leader, now would you? But Dreadnought? Nah, you're heading out. Hold on, I'll look that up just now. Oh, it's a Pokemon. I have not played Pokemon in a long time. In fact, the last Pokemon game I played was Pokemon Go. And before that, I only barely played on, like, you know, friends' devices. I never actually had it myself. Bit of a shame, but, yeah. Nice. Definitely does have that sort of orcish look to it. Is a turtle though, so that'd be a very good thematic name for a tank. Literally a turtle. A Pokemon turtle. And Dreadnought certainly has a better ring to it than Blastoise. For an orc. It do go brr. I wish there was more to Whiterun that you could see over the wall than just Dragon's Reach. That would be funny, and make him like real beefy too, real rip your head off with bare hands, sort of, strong and orcish like that, and just name him like Squirtle or Turtwig. Oshawott. Straight up name him Mudkip. No, even better. Have an orc that could literally just, tear you limb from limb, look menacing to all, belief. And name him Clefairy. Oh wait, I walked too far. I gotta go to the forge.
You're somewhat the finest weapons and armor.
File this, and I'll buy all this too.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything. Some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. More inside.
Yes? What did you need? Alright, let's see what you have. I can't wait to see the courtyard again.
That would be great. Especially seeing it in, text form. It's like, the brave hero Jigglypuff has saved us from the dragon threat. Okay. So, first things first. I just realized I don't have the, smithing stuff that actually makes it really expensive on me. Yeah.
Claim to be the best.
I should be fine.
Yorland Greymane's got that honor. Man's steel is legendary. All I ask is a fair chance.
Lame, only epic. Either way. Could be worse. Okay, so we have 78 dwarven metal ingots spare. So I could just make the 24, I think. Yeah, we're actually going to need more iron.
It's so bright out here. I don't know how you stand.
Click, 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 click. Yay, it's level 71, GG. Now what to put the perk point in is the question. I think Yeah, no, I need to put it in... Oh, wait, I actually... Since when do I have everything in enchanting already? I must not have been paying attention. That's gonna be good. Also, is it just me, or is Alduin not that menacing of a name? Like, it's perfectly fine for a big bad evil guy. But, like... It sounds more of like, you know, a hero of old sort of flair to it. Mirak, now that's a man's name. Literally, and, you know, for the purposes of the joke. I could never get the hang of the controls on Switch. Maybe I'm just terrible at, like, joysticks in general, but... Or maybe my brain is just hardwired into PC. I wouldn't be surprised. Points into block would also be pretty good. Actually, I should start putting more points into block.
Got some good blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
Adrian, I hope you have money. Oh wait, before I bankrupt her real quick, let me just sell all the stuff that's heavy and doesn't sell for as much. Great. Doesn't have any money anymore. Bellathor! It's definitely more like fine-tuned for actual movement. Like, movement in the world. But, like... Because, like, try walking... Like, if I wanted to walk to that pole right now, it's not... Like, I constantly have to, like, move forward and lightly tap D, whereas with a joystick, you could just, like, press it in that direction. It's definitely better for actual, like, movement. But I find aiming with the mouse is better. More responsive. Maybe I'm just used to it. Buy all this stuff. Alright, he's gotta have more I can buy. Let's see, some things that might actually be useful to me. Arrows, I guess, maybe. Yeah, I'll grab those. Sweet! You're free! Alright, how much more in terms of smithing do I actually have to do? A lot. Great. You know what? I'm just going to level up my alteration skill as well. Because I'd love to get the actual last rank of Atronach.
Yes.
Or I mean, I have the Atronach stone. I don't have the actual Atronach, you know, spell thing. So I actually need 2 things for that. What's an easy thing to level? Because I need more. Oh, I can go over to Riften and use my copious amounts of hard-earned money to purchase some restoration levels, because, yeah. Resto never levels up. Just so hard to level that skill. I'm gonna need to bring it from 90 to 100 anyway.
A lot on the wind today. Good hunt ahead of us.
So I might as well just talk to the crazy guy in
Where do you
the
want to go?
vampire hunter land. That guy. Florentius or
Climb
something.
it back and we'll be off. You want to watch yourself in Riften. A lot of ways to get yourself in trouble in that town. Nice weather for a ride. Hope it lasts.
Back to muffling. I haven't done that enough. This actual, you know, this level, this stream. Usually, like, I'm constantly doing it. Oh, great! Someone's having a fun time. Oh, it's a wizard duel or something. Arch Cryomancer, that's cool. Someone to level archery skill on, I guess. I really ought to maybe. Probably. Ooh, Fury. I don't know if I have that, but it's worth something anyway. Now that's what I call worth something. What? What? I'm sorry, what? Hello? You got something right there. Oh. Let's keep trying to hit him in the face, come on. My work's not done until his face looks like a pincushion. No. Nah, worthless. That's good though. I can smith that. Give me that back. Wonky physics in this game. I love the Rift. Such a nice region. It actually has more than one type of tree. Actually looks pleasant. Yeah, that wolf's not gonna last long. I'll loot his corpse though. Bet I'm gonna run into, Alright, no, those are just vigilance of Stendar. I was like, I have a feeling vampires are gonna show up soon. Also, no, I didn't take a wrong turn. We're good. Oh no, these are vampires.
I'll see you in pieces.
Well, you guys have fun with that.
Who's there?
Is there like an enemy here? Or something? Huh? That's weird. It's probably that aggroed that vampire, and then because this is a DLC area, it's supported by spaghetti code, so it's confused. And it thinks they're over there for some reason. I'm sure when I actually get in the building, it's not going to be a problem anymore. Might still be a problem, though. Again, spaghetti code.
Never should have come here.
Well, okay. I see how it is. I'll just go and leave then.
Who's there?
Oh, nope, they're over there for some reason. Great. Please tell me I can just talk to someone. Great. Oh, Florentius is crazy. He doesn't care. Oh, darn it.
Arkay's been watching over me for years. A noble cause. Arkay likes the idea very much, so I'm happy to help.
There goes my money.
Potions, my friend.
Nice.
Potions.
Prologue
Some
takes a
spells,
while.
Maybe some
honestly.
other things I've forgotten about. Actually, I'm not sure. Let's see, shall we?
It takes like
We'll speak again soon.
forever. I'll make some potions just to make back the money I lost. What are some good ones? But yeah, in my opinion, the prologue just takes too long in this game. Like, they really, for as great as a game is, you know, for as great as this game is, they do kind of drop the ball in making the prologue. Oh, there's some fire salts. Perfect. It's the last I needed. Ooh, pattern mammoth tusk. It's not stealing if it's white.
I once killed 30 vampires with my
If it's red,
hands,
we have a problem. Then it's stealing. Doesn't. Let's make this stuff, I guess, because I have to try and find whatever the other thing for Hag Ravenclaw is.
Yes. What did you need?
Or something. I don't really care. This, I think, is paralyzed, so I don't think anything else has paralyzed. Gotta remember not to use the fire salts. Yeah, it's fine for now. And where's the crazy? Yeah, there's the crazy guy.
Potions, my friend. Potions. Possibly some spells? Maybe some other things I've forgotten about. Actually, I'm not sure. Let's see, shall we?
Gotta try not to sell the ones that are actually good and made with the proper attire. Because I wouldn't want to do that. Like the, I'll keep that one. That one's kind of useful, actually. When am I ever going to use this? When am I ever going to use that? I might use these, but like, I'm also never going to use that, because I already have better. You really do have to learn to, like, slim down in this game, otherwise you're carrying way too much all the time. Always got to ask yourself, am I ever going to use this? Could probably mash these together and get a bunch of stuff that's will make back my money, but So what if he has
Good day, friend. Keeping well?
10,000 of my dollars? We are getting close, but not there yet. I'm gonna make a bunch of arrows. Like glass arrows or whatever. Maybe smith some random rings or something. Hopefully that'll get me up to where I need to be. But yeah, Green, what do you think of the prologue? Because I think, I mean, I've played it so many times, and my take on it is there's a reason that alternate start is a thing, and there's a reason that people like to actually just skip it, because it's kind of long. Like, I don't start a new Skyrim tune to play through the prologue. I start a new Skyrim tune to do something like, oh great. Of course I did. Oh yeah, she's still alive. Good. I was like, did they actually kill her, or like, is she just lying on the ground like, I have been injured? Rude. Pop another potion to cure disease. Ay, ay, ay. But yeah, typically when I play the game, it's because I want to do the Thieves Guild questline, or I want to make another character and do this, that, or the other thing. It's never like, I can't wait to play through the Skyrim prologue again.
Who's there?
Oh, hey, look, a guy. Whoa! How many health potions did you just pop? Gonna level block, because why not? Joke's on you, telling me to do my worst. I do my worst every day. Goodbye. I just realized something. I kinda actually need to go the other way in smithing in terms of perk points as well. But technically I don't think I have to, but I need to go at least to Daedric. Like I need another perk point to go to Daedric, because like I I have a Daedric bow, and I need to smith that up to spec. So that's great, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna need another point anyway. Maybe I just go Orcish and Ebony as well. Like if I could, what else can I make legendary? If I can get Illusion to, yeah, let's continue to muffle and try to get that to legendary so I can get the perk points necessary. Because I could really use perk points. Because it might actually be easier to do, like, ebony arrows. Oof. Like, not even a scrap of iron? I mean, early it can be annoying. Try... Right here, there's like a tower that usually has a dude in heavy armor. I would give that a try. But I think it's just iron. Plus, it's got some iron veins there. Ember Shard usually has... Nah, Ember Shard usually doesn't have a guy in heavy armor. They're all in, like, hides and stuff. But it has iron, so... Oh, cool. A troll. Fun. Just gonna level block for a second. And also... It's not that hard to rush Dwarven. Especially because there's a place that has a bunch of stuff near Mzulft where you don't have to fight anything for it.
Carrot, where do you want to go?
Floppy.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
What did you need?
You ready to go yet?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. There's that bandit tower.
Yes.
There's iron armor there, I think. I know one of them has iron, at least. I usually just either rush Dwarven or Steel. In fact, usually what I spend my early game money on is getting a Steel set of armor. At least if I'm worried about dying. Because pretty easy to get Steel if you already have iron. Corundum tends to be all over the place.
Are you finished ogling the grotesque?
Yes.
I suppose I should be grateful you instantly attacked me.
Also, if you have trouble finding iron armor, keep in mind low level armor that is not smithed tends to not do very much damage mitigation at all. Like, it does a little bit, but I think early game it averages at like maybe shaving off 1 damage per attack. Like, even the heavy armor doesn't really protect you all that much. Because the armor rating system in this game is kind of wonky. Or rather, it's too simple. But I don't want to go down that rabbit hole too much. I've done that at length a lot on this stream. These streams, at least. Altogether. I wonder how much time I've spent streaming Skyrim. Probably a lot. I'd guess a lot. I mean, it has to be a lot. 30 streams, averaging about an hour, that's a lot. That, I think, is the definition of a lot. I bet glass bows level you up a lot. For very little expense. And I have the moonstone, so like... yeah, let's go for that. I'll make a bunch of glass bows, why not? Because I was thinking of making glass arrows, and then I was like... usually, endgame, I just make a bunch of ebony arrows. So, like, I'll also make some more, yeah, I get the feeling I'll have enough to, I have a good feeling I'm going to have enough to reach 100% soon. And before I do that, what's it cost for a Nordic bow? Pretty good. Carved armor is what really sells, because it needs an ebony ingot. But it's also super heavy, so like, yeah. Alright, got that. Need more silver ingots. I can do that real quick. Transmute. Make sure we're not carrying any silver ore. We're not. I didn't check to see how many I actually needed, so I'll just do the 8, and then we'll see. Hey, perfect. Now, how many glass bows can we make? 12. Or 6, actually. And still being able to smith them. There we go. Now to put on all the smithing stuff and drink that one potion, because if I recall, they're all grindstone stuff. I'm about to do what's called a pro gamer move. That's already getting there. I can also just make all the ebony stuff legendary, but I might wait on that, simply because, yeah, I'll just shove that in here until I can actually deal with that stuff properly. I'm sure it'll be useful later to have a bunch of that stuff. Because I'm sure eventually I'll make it legendary again, because I do like the smithing system, but I jumped on that too early. I might even want to wait until I have much, like a good stockpile of stuff to do. Or I might just never. I don't know. Either way. I'm sure I'll do it eventually. There we go. Let's see what we're looking at here. That's a lot of money. Oh my god. Oh, would you look at that? Take a look at that. My goodness. Okay, so what are we looking at with smithing here? Other way. 87. I'm just gonna make a bunch of gold rings. Why not? Or elven bows. I could do that. Do we have quicksilver ingots? I think we do. It's a shame they don't take iron instead. We have 3. And I think they take quicksilver ingots to smith, so let's not do that. Yeah, I'm just gonna make a bunch of gold rings. And some leather armor. And hopefully that'll get me up to reasonably close. To the point where I could just be like, oh, I'll just go diving in for some stuff, I guess. Like, maybe I'll go to some place that has, really good, like dwarven, like a bunch of dwarven stuff. Or I'll hop into, honestly, I might just hop into that one place in Kynes Grove again. If I've even been there yet. I don't actually know. Oh, and the rings. Yeah, I'll just transmute on the way.
Yeah? What did you need?
So we're at 90. Where's Janassa? Janassa! Person who Kai can sell stuff to. She up here? Yes, she is. Awesome.
Good to see you. Take a look.
This is the real perk of marriage in Skyrim. A vendor. Right into your own home. I'll buy these so I can smith them. Same with the steel plate. Iron ore, moonstone ore. Pelts. And ebony ingots, because why not? Because that's what happens. Sell all those gold rings, and poof, money's gone.
I'll be here.
Oh, what is it? Anything good?
Am I carrying anything that I shouldn't be carrying? Probably, but I think all these bows probably count for a decent amount of that. But I'm definitely carrying some heavy stuff.
Can't wait to see the courtyard again.
Might be the alchemy ingredients or something, I don't know. Scaled armor, that counts probably, and I think the steel plate gauntlets probably are adding to stuff. Yeah. Anyway, off to Whiterun again. I have to go to Whiterun at least to get the carriage, but then I think I might go to Riften. So it's a good spot to go. Windhelm too has good shops. They all basically have the same shops, but like Riften and Windhelm, I think, have one extra person who buys random things. Riften has a really good market, actually. Because both of those have a smith, and they have a general store, but they also have, like, some dude who buys random stuff. If I recall. Like, I think Grelka, in addition to the Pawn Prawn, I think Grelka pretty much will buy anything. Mostly anything. Schwim. Probably shouldn't go over a waterfall. That's a bad idea. I'm actually curious. Now I'm curious. What's it take to do any fall damage to me? That's not doing it. How about this? Nope. Huh? Come on, show me some fall damage. There we go. Not much, though. What's aggroed on me? I don't care. I mean, I know I have a ton of health, but like... Now I'm kind of curious. Because I probably could have jumped over that waterfall there. Wasn't much taller than the jump that barely scratched me. Any luck finding that iron armor yet, Green? I love how it's raining. There's like bodies over there. This chicken's just sitting on the road. He's vibing. Yeah, that's the spot I usually go. That's one of the spots I go to early game because they're real easy to cheese from a distance. They don't put up much of a fight either, and there's only like 3 or 4 of them. I think only 3. Plus, there's iron deposits right there. Real accessible from Riverwood. Honestly, part of the reason I want to get this new set of armor up and running, like the really good set, at least until I can get the Ozidol set to push my enchanting up a little bit better. I think that's how it works. Until I can do that, I really want to get a suit of armor that... Because I was thinking, well, what if I just wait until Azadol? Well, that would require me to do the Azadol stuff. Azadol's not a pushover, and that's Dragonborn content, so no. I can probably do another set at some point. If I really, really want the top tier armor. That's like, I mean, I'm making endgame armor, that's like endgame V2. Yes. But I dread what the Draugr would be like until, you know, if I didn't have the ability to deal with them with just Vampire's Bane spam. Like, that's my go-to right now. Vampire's Bane spam. But yeah, I'm definitely going to head to Windhelm because Kynes Grove's right there. And...
Yes? What did you need?
that malachite would be probably really good for getting up to that, the last 10. I still have to actually properly workshop. Okay, so I need to cross the river. What I want to, because it's not as straightforward as like, well, just place some, slap some fortified resto on there, and in fact, I don't even think I have fortified resto right now. Like, I don't think I have it unlocked. Gotta find a spot where I can find like a proper fortified resto. In fact, there's no way I didn't see it on like a Also, yeah, maces. Maces are probably, if you were to actually like number crunch it, I think maces are probably the best. Because, I mean, the armor reduction does like nothing, because no one has any meaningful armor except for you in Skyrim. Critical damage from swords does nothing, because it's not modified by smithing. So it just gives a tiny increase. And like... the bleed damage, I think, only scales from... bleed damage from axes barely scales either. But I think maces are technically the best. Because late game, you sometimes run into people in basic ebony armor, and basic ebony armor does give a little bit of armor to the point where the maces might be useful. Personally, I think I've neglected to even put points into the critical strike for bow or sword, because it does nothing, basically. But I might do that later, like when I'm swimming in perk points, which I am currently not. Speaking of which, waffle time. Yeah, I do have to figure out... Oh, hey, it's a bear. Bears actually do a fair bit of... Oh! I was about to say, bears do a fair bit of damage. Oopsie! Man, I'm an idiot. Certified dum-dum. I wasn't wearing the proper armor. Luckily, I got vibe checked by a bear and passed the vibe check. But, man, I should not have... remind me to pay attention next time. Also, I grabbed the smithing stuff. Or rather, I'm glad I grabbed the smithing stuff, because that way I don't have to worry about, like, oh, got to, remember to, find the, gotta remember to go back to Falkreath to smith the bows, as opposed to, just doing it here and now.
What did you need?
But man, that was a vibe check. I was like, wow, cave bears really do a decent amount of damage. And then I remembered, oops, I'm not actually where the light armor skill upgrade was, when I was like, wait a minute. I messed up. Luckily, that 700 health really did me a solid there. I honestly might make a suit of light armor just because I can. Plus, it's another skill that I could level, I suppose. That and two-handed. Eventually, I think I'll go around to making like a two-handed weapon to bonk things with. Maybe Volendrung, because Volendrung's a really good weapon. Also, dude, if you went for an orc and you've embraced the bonk and went for maces, you gotta get Volendrung. Like, that, there's no... It's not an option, my dude. You have to. Even if you, like, use it less, or, like, you know, it's not your main weapon, even then, probably should be your main weapon, but you have to at least get it and use it sometimes. It's like... You gotta. So I want to hit Kynes Grove, so I'll go up this this river here. I'd rather not tussle with the dragon, but I mean, at this point, I don't really care. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I die in this stream series. I wouldn't be surprised if it's because I put the wrong armor on and then fought something that was a little more dangerous than a cave bear. Although part of the reason I want really, really, really good armor is so that that's not as much of an issue. Like, if I accidentally put the wrong armor on, I would still be wearing, like, the boots and the helmet. And if it's so strong to the point where those alone get me reasonably close to the armor cap, that, like, you know, big whoop, I might not even notice. Yeah, the dragon's around. I don't really want to fight it, but I don't really care if I do. It's been skulking around. I'd be surprised if it's even an ancient dragon. Let me actually look this up. Like the dragons, because I think legendary's the strongest, but I'm not entirely sure if it's ancient or legendary. And I think the only real difference is that the either the bite does more damage or the fire breath does more damage. One of them stays the same. I think it's the fire breath, actually. And the health just increases. Yeah, actually, ancient dragons aren't even—they're the third. It's the revered dragons that are stronger. And the legendary dragons are the strongest. But I think I have to look more into that to try and remember what the actual, like, values are. Because I think right now I am actually tuned to handle the big boy legendary dragon. Pretty sure I am. I might be wrong. I hope I'm not.
What did you need?
But I might be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I shall perish. Ooh, enchanting. And nah. Also, I'm at level 100, so even if that was a thing, then, huh. Yeah. Sorry about that, I was looking something up. I think we got all the malachite in here, though. So,
Welcome to Kite's Row.
Hopefully this is enough.
Anyone who says otherwise is aching for a fight.
Wow, control freak much? Oh, well, thank you. The thing is that I don't... The streams I do are, they're, like, only part of my channel. Like, I actually do a lot of, real-life survival stuff. As well. Like, I do everything from video games, but not, like, actual, like, I wouldn't do, like, Cyberpunk or something. Or I wouldn't play anything that wasn't, like, remote... Unless... Basically, it has to have some kind of, survival aspect that I'm sort of messing around with. Because half of what I do is, like, nature stuff, actual real-life survival, those types of skills. Actually, I'd argue that's most of my channel, but then I also do the video game stuff, and I also am planning on doing some videos where I'll talk about like how realistic the survival aspects of X game are. Which I think is fun. It's a little like... eh. And when it comes to streams, I try to engage with my audience as much as I can, all that stuff, because, I mean... it'd be one thing if it was like, you know... I could never do streaming full-time. That's too demanding in my opinion. Like, it's really demanding.
Yes? What did you need? This better not be all the things you just can't be bothered with.
And it's like I hate to pull this out, but the market's kind of oversaturated.
The finest weapons and armor.
And there goes all his money. Oh, well. Is there anything else I can buy from you? Scaled helmets, all this stuff. Yeah, that would be more of the and I don't typically do it in like a fashion of like I typically do the sort of hardcore where you're not allowed to die, and then because that's pretty realistic for survival, because like, well, try dying in real life and respawning, it doesn't work. Be nice if it did, but it doesn't. But yeah, currently the ones I've been focusing on mostly are like,
If you meet anyone in your travels who needs to steal, send them my way.
Mostly Skyrim so far. A decent, Valheim. If you've ever tried Valheim, it's a phenomenal game. And, so yeah. This Valheim, and I did a little bit of Subnautica. I haven't died yet in any of them, so clearly I'm doing something not ineptly. But, I need to get back to doing more Subnautica, because I've done like 2, and I've gotten so much accomplished in all of them, in both of those 2 streams. 3, maybe? I think it's just 2, though. But, like, I never actually managed to, like... Oh, that's a bummer. I only have one more refined moonstone on me. Darn. Yeah, I definitely need to do another Subnautica stream. Problem is, I do so much, get like so much done in Subnautica per stream versus Valheim and this, where it's like, you know, slow going. Because Subnautica actually has a hardcore mode, and games that actually have a hardcore mode tend to make the hardcore mode doable, if you catch my drift. Also, yeah, you should definitely get a PC. There's just so many games that are optimized for it, and so many games that you can really only get on PC. I mean, Steam's a godsend. Let's be honest here. Full respect. But yeah, you should check out some of the actual genuine survival stuff I do. Because I think, I mean, at least personally, I think that's interesting as well.
Let's get indoors. Or in a cave. Anywhere, just out of this.
I have a little of everything to say. Come see for yourself.
Buying and selling a wide range of assorted goods and the best selection in Windhelm. I don't have trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, I'm chucking around a bunch of highs. I need to make those into other stuff. Grab that. Sell these two. And it's the silver stuff. Those two. Why not?
Thank you for your custom.
Problem with PCs, if you want to get a really good one, they tend to last a long time, but the buy-in can be a lot. You know, when you get a console, you get something that is, you know, you get a package deal of, you know, something that will run games fairly well, something that games are often optimized for, and it comes at a relatively low cost compared to the Wild West of custom-built PCs. I mean, economics of scale are a thing, and consoles tend to be cheaper for what they can give you. And this is coming from a PC diehard. Like, I fully understand that if you're on a budget, consoles are way better. They'll get you something that is... they're more bang for your buck. It's not even like if you can't afford a PC, then you should get a console. It's like, look, PCs are expensive. Like, I'm lucky, the graphics... okay, I'm lucky and not lucky. The graphics card in this is pre-Bitcoin mining craze, so it didn't cost me that much. But I need to upgrade it. So, there goes all my money. I also need, if you haven't already noticed, I need a new audio card. But that's not that expensive. The audio card on this thing, the CPU, I hope is still okay, because it was expensive. But the audio card, I think, can be swapped out. I bet that sort of went. I mean, clearly.
Take a look.
I've probably cut out more than once, and I apologize for that, but, you know, not too much I can do about that right now.
I'll see you again.
Which is unfortunate. I wish there was.
This must be that beautiful Skyrim weather I've always heard about.
Buying and selling a wide range of assorted goods. The best selection in the
So we're at 91. Getting pretty close. And that leather stuff, yeah.
Need some metal hammers.
Ooh, 92. I could probably get it up to...
The opening went on great. I get to see Ulfric up close.
Simp. Alright. There's another general goods store across town. It's time to shout my way there. Because... although... I don't even think I have that much corundum, honestly. I'd have to go back for that. Yeah, I don't have any, actually. Which one's the actual... I think it might be this one. I can never remember. I rarely ever go here. Because it's just so out of the way. Go talk your mouth out somewhere else. So, you know what? Let me just go into local. Yeah, I didn't pass it up. Thank goodness. That would be embarrassing. Wouldn't be the first time, but it would be embarrassing.
Let me know if you see anything you like. All my goods are... Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Got anything with the... No, he doesn't. Why doesn't anyone have anything with Fortify Resto? Ah. Nice. Levels tend not to be hard. The one thing I will say is that the feeling of being low level is not... This is one of those games where the early game really has no charm. Like a lot of games, I find, like, even to the mid-game, I want to start another one just to get to early game again, just to experience the early game again. You know, just starting out, the thrill. This is not one of them. This game... The late game can get a bit dull, but the mid-game's where it's at. When you're questing, when you just got the best gear. Or when you just got a gear upgrade. Especially the first time you play. That's really what this game's got going for it. Yeah, one of the nice things about all the games that I tend to play for the channel is that, I mean, you see stuff like this. And to me, you know, I almost forget that, you know, it's not a common thing to know how to properly chop, especially difficult pieces of wood. And, like, you know, that's a legitimate skill. And, like, I find, like, games like this just, like, are so tantalizing when it comes to, like, actual... Oftentimes, they're so close to genuine survival. Not close enough to actually be useful for learning survival skills, but they're just close enough to remind you. Or just enough to like... Alright, we're done. Just enough to be like... Like, I'll see snowberries and be like, oh.
I need to ask you to stop. That's...
Okay.
Good. Glad we straightened that out.
Fancy yourself an alchemist, huh? Never could get the hang of that.
Especially, honestly, being out in the forests in Skyrim really get me like, oh yeah, I want to go camping. So how many... 6 leather strips we already have. Okay. I really want to get to... Really want to get at least reasonably close to, so close. Because then we get another level. If I can use that for, like, something, probably. I assume. So close, but yet so far. There isn't even anything I could possibly smith. Oh well.
Oh, what is it?
I think I'm gonna head back and then head back to the main base house or whatever. That's cursed. Seeing a Serana in anything but what she normally wears is honestly cursed. Because your brain just does not process it. At least mine doesn't. Mine just goes, what? That's not Serana. What? Serana, where's the emo clothes? That's not Serana. Especially if it's something like Nordic. Like, that just doesn't fit. Or heavy armor. That's even worse. It's one thing if it's like ebony armor, but if you can see the face, it confuses me. Like, honestly. My brain is so hardwired to her normal clothing that it's like, what? Because you're stuck with her for, you know, usually in my case, because I start the Dawnard questline and don't get to a point where I can dismiss her till like the end of the game. Usually stuck with her for a while. Which, I mean, she's not a bad companion. Spells don't do that half bad of damage and she can't die, so... The can't die part's the extra plus.
Carriage, where do you want to go?
Valkyrie.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
I'd be curious to wonder, like, if someone actually tallied it up. Don't do that. That would be cruel and unusual punishment to have to sift through. It's one thing to sift through the streams for, like, funny moments, and honestly, if anyone wants to... I keep saying this, if anyone wants to sift through my streams for funny moments and make a compilation, that is your content. Like, as long as you give me a shout-out for... It'd be like the streams, you know, the funny moments came from this stream. Like, you can monetize that all you want, because it's an achievement to have to sift through all this stuff. These streams are long. They're fun. They could be kind of action-packed sometimes. But they're long. And I mean, they have to be long. lot of stuff to do, and I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? No, we're good. Yeah, they have to be, because it's proof I have not died. Because the whole thing's there. That's why I stream on YouTube. Because Twitch would be like, well... unless I actually set a mod that was a hardcore mode that deleted the save. It's kind of hard to sell when you're, you know, not the most popular of a streamer where you don't have people constantly watching to call BS if you die. Like, I legitimately need the YouTube playback to be like, you know, if you don't believe me, watch it. It's all there. I got nothing to hide. Once or twice I had to, like, reload something because of a bug. Or, like, use the console because of a bug. But I already accounted for that with the, you know, when I started the stream, I, like, set it up. It's a Bethesda game. Of course I need to be able to fix bugs. It wasn't even anything major. I don't even think I've actually technically died once. Not even for like a reason that I couldn't control. I haven't fallen through the world. I haven't kicked a rock and fallen over and died. You know, I haven't had to, you know, be like, well, that wasn't a legitimate death, so it doesn't count. Like, no, I actually haven't even had to do that. I left it open in the rules that I set out in the description, but I never actually had to do it. And honestly, I think simply just avoiding... I mean, falling through the world, you can't really avoid that. That just, like, kind of happens sometimes, I suppose. Luckily, it hasn't happened. But, like, randomly stubbing your toe on a rock and keeling over and dying is not an intended game mechanic, and it wouldn't count, but it's pretty easy to avoid if you don't go anywhere near those rocks. But you shouldn't anyway. It's fairly easy to avoid. So let's store this stuff in the chest. But, like, man, you're talking about immersion. This is part of the reason why I like to do... Why I like, it's not just a...
What did you need?
Hodgepodge of everything I like doing sort of channel. I try to, I don't think it is, I at least try to tie everything together. And, like, games like this, even though they're not, hi Serana, hello, fine, we'll just look at, you know, actually no, I'm looking at the nature. But, like, this immersion, this, you know, being in situations like this, where you're just, like, chilling. It's raining. You're looking at all these trees. There should be more, by the way, but that's another topic. But, like, this is the kind of stuff that is like, man, I should go out camping again. Man, she's looking at me like I'm saying something, like I'm BSing over here. Maybe she's right. But, to me at least, I think stuff like this, you know, building a house in a game from sawn logs, being out in the woods in a game, all this stuff makes me want to do those things in real life. And I think it's fun to, one, have that motivation and talk about, like, how realistic it is. And, you know, it's a very good platform to talk about it, in my opinion. It's fun. So, with that out of the way... Not out of the way. With that said, let's, pack it up a bit. Because it's getting late. I've been streaming for over 3 hours at this point. And, I think it's time to, pack it up. Get everything in the chest. Why do I... This is how you know that it's an ancient run that I've been playing for so long. Is that I just have so many just random soul gems. Like, I'm just packing so much random gear. I gotta sell those at some point.
Do you need something? help.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna need to... This is gonna be a reminder. Because as soon as... Like, I could forget about the scaled bracers and stuff in a chest, but as soon as I see Serana, I'm gonna be like, whoa, yeah, I need to do that stuff. I need to smith it. So that'll be a good reminder. So I won't actually pack that stuff up just yet. Smithing gear back in here just in case. And I think that just about wraps it up. It was a good stream. There was that one time where I had leather armor on and decided to fight a cave bear. When I didn't remember that I had leather armor on, that that light armor skill up was a bit fun. Anyway, I do hope you guys learned something, and as always, I wish you the best. Till next time. Oh, and enjoyed. I forgot. Just learned something and enjoyed. Oopsie. Can't even remember my own outro right. Anyway, till next time.